Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, where we are trying to figure out what the problem is in the picture drawn by Emma. So we're going to take another look at it. The judge asked us what it is that the issue is. I don't know, we're going to see. Let's have a look at the actual picture itself, which is on the back of here. So, on here, what's the issue with this? So, the killer is holding the victim and like stabbing from above with, I don't know, it looks like a ruler really, which I guess is because the murder weapon had the tip missing, didn't it? Like we saw the knife and what we actually think is the real murder weapon, which is the daggery thing from the statue, the trophy. So apparently there must be something in there which is wrong. So have we got anything that we can... Broken tip was found in the victim's body, belonged to murderer Joe Dark. Oh, okay, so... but she's drawn the weapon not having a tip? Is that what's wrong with it? I don't know. Is that what's wrong with it? We've got the files for the thing, and we've got Neil's autopsy. A knife tip was in the wound. Okay, let's have a look at this. Name of deceased, Neil Marshall, 27, male. Date and time of death, between 7 and 7:30. Single stab wound, piercing heart, lung. So that would sort of be... Died from blood loss in another 10 minutes. Weapon found in wound was missing the tip. Okay, so it says here that the weapon found in the wound was missing the tip. Huh? Okay, so obviously the knife was like still in. Like, it wasn't a stabbing where it's like... stabbed in and then the knife pulled out. The knife was left in. But it was it's missing it. So it was missing the tip in the wound. So that would sort of match up with what her picture says, right? But then was it... Oh no, was this the knife that... Was this the one that... No, so this was used in SL9. So this is the one where the tip was missing. Okay, so do we present like the thing? Picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. That's strange. She claims it's exactly the scene that was imprinted, and yet it's clearly a contradiction here. Oh, okay. I think I get it. I think the contradiction is that the weapon hasn't got the tip at this point. I'm guessing like they're saying that the knife went in, wasn't pulled out, but it snapped. The tip snapped off in the wound. So I guess we present the report saying this here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. What? But I still remember it, just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us.
Okay.
What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
Okay, so it's going to be the weapon here, right? I think. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closer, you can see its tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. Yeah, but that if the tip was found in the body, then Emma's picture couldn't be accurate because the picture of the knife that she drew didn't have a tip. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Objection!
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Ah! What's the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Well, then the tip wouldn't be in the body, would it? Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right. But what does this mean?
Oh god, objections everywhere. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence. You're treading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah!
Order, order, order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honour, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. ... If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon.
Exactly.
There must have been another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
Actually, very high. Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. Could there have been one? Yeah, there is another one actually. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Okay, so it's gonna be the thing from the trophy, but the halberd was removed at Gant's behest. Okay, so we can't present that. We've also got this like badger link here. See, I wonder if that taped up part of the crown is to do with the picture as well that Emma drew on the back of the other half of the evidence thing. But we'll get onto that. We're trying to prove there's another thing, and I wonder if it's this, because in this photo you can see there that the thing is still on the trophy. So let's present this. The answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past, right here inside this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award.
Order, order, order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. I mean, unless that was the case,
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died.
Because the prosecutor was the one who was stabbed. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Thank goodness.
Witness.
Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list. The one with that picture scribbled on the back. ...
I knew it! This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honour. First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger? This should be interesting. Emma's recollection. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Okay. I mean, part of the blue badger's crown was taped back on. So, could that be relevant?
This is certainly most unusual.
Try impossible. The Chief of Detectives hasn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defence may now begin its cross-examination.
Stop! Please don't pursue this any further. Lana.
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! The defence will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
It seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Oh, it's getting good. Everyone's losing their stuff, aren't they? Right, Emma's recollection. When I saw the man raise his knife... When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark? Yes, at least I think it was him. You think? So she's not sure about that now. All I could really see were shadows. The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is also documented in the prosecutor's office reports.
So then you...
I panicked and rushed towards both of them. Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. She seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we've just theorised, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that Dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was I've got to help that other person. I think I knocked away the man with the knife, so she knocked someone away but wasn't sure. What do you mean you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. Miss Sky was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next?
Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. Okay. Are you sure about this? Of course, see? I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the Chief of Detectives who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just this year. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling that I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. Okay, so she saw the shadow of it, but not actually it. So it could be that she saw something else that looked like it, right? His shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns. Okay, so could there be something else with 3 horns? This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation. If so, by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Okay, let's go to the court record. Do we have anything else that has... I doubt it's going to be that. So it's something that looks like a crown? We've got anything that looks like a crown with 3 points. I don't know. I mean, I suppose... Let's have a look and see... I mean, there could be a clue in here. Could be... I mean, it could be the jar. Because the jar's in the vicinity of where that happened. And there was the blood on the jar. So could it be the jar? I mean, it would make sense that that's how the blood got on there. And Gant did have the bit in the... I mean, if we... Can we, like, manipulate the position of this in some way? So it looks... Oh, yeah, look at this. Hang on. Hang on. Right. Let's... It's H, N... How do we, like, spin it on its like, directional thing? Because what I'm thinking here is if we... This is, like, a really bad position for what I'm about to say, but... Like, here, maybe? Like, if we imagine that this is flipped 180 degrees, so those 2 bits are on the... This is actually really awkward. Like that. That kind of looks like it, right? With, like, the 3 thing. I'm wondering if it's the jar that she saw. I'm going to present the jar. Because it's got the blood on it, and Gant was hiding it, so... Who is this blue badger really? I just might know. The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defence's belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright.
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger lookalike.
I think it's the jar. I think it's the jar if it was, like, sideways. So maybe she saw someone about to, like, smash it down on someone's head. I'm going to risk it. The mysterious blue badger was, in fact, this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint? Okay, so I think we're going to have to change the layout of it, but we are basically out of time. So we'll do that in the next episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne Nate, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Hobo, Numinous, Kumadim, Paulione, Flossie the Sheep, JohnCon555, Chrissy, Paul James, Salties, and Adventure Game Geek. And I'll see you next time.